What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot laddering. So we're carrying on this week, playing some more Kyogre, backed up with Talonflame, Regieleki, Naganadel, and then of course you have your format staples of Rillaboom and Incineroar. If you didn't check out the previous episode of laddering, make sure you go and do that. It's where we go down and break down the team a little more than what we just did here, but let's just jump in today and get to the ladder. See if we can pull up our win rate a little more than what we have the last week or so. But I've enjoyed this team. Granted, I haven't played that many games with it so far, but I have thoroughly enjoyed the games I have played with it. It has been pretty dynamic so far. So let's just jump in and see what we can do today. Alrighty. We got paired up fairly quick today. Not too terrible. Xerneas, Amoonguss, Urshifu, Incineroar, Eleki of their own, and Landorus. So this is probably Water Urshifu. It's definitely the one that's been the most popular so far in this format. And I think I just want to do Naganadel, Rillaboom with Incin and Kyogre here. I think I like this. I don't think I care for Eleki, especially since they do have Lando. We have Rillaboom, so we can answer their Urshifu. Incineroar is the one that I don't think is overly needed, but it does let us chip away at having additional fake out pressure, and we're able to hit the Amoonguss super effectively, and then we have Intimidate for their 2, potentially 3 physical mons here on their team. So I think this is what I like, especially if they lead Xerneas and Amoonguss. I can go. I have a feeling they will protect, double protect on one, based on the lead that I have. And then we can just switch out and bring in Incineroar and then fake out, pull us Sludge Bomb that way too. I think this is fine regardless of how well this goes. It's just going to be Incin Eleki up front. I'm pretty okay with this. I feel like we apply enough pressure here that I feel comfortable with this lead. And I think, what do I like here? I think I want to remove the Eleki because I think that's their best answer to Kyogre. We could go for Fake Out. Could also just U-turn off of the Eleki. But I anticipate a Fake Out into my Rillaboom. No, I don't. I anticipate a Fake Out into my Naganadel, I think. So I think Eleki's going to protect. So I'm just going to Fake Out their Incin. I'm going to Sludge Bomb the Incin as well. I'm just going to try to do a ton of damage here early. Yep, Eleki protects. Pretty okay with that. Rillaboom is of course faster, so we're going to get our Fake Out off. That's pretty good damage, all things considered. Sludge Bomb's going to put him right above half. And then we're going to recover with Grassy Terrain. So, not a bad turn for turn 1. And now I think I like going U-turn into the Eleki. And I kind of want to Draco the Incin just to try to pick that up. I don't think it's actually going to be enough. So I actually think Sludge Bomb into the Eleki is pretty okay as well. This is going to do a pretty good chunk if they do stay in here. They don't have a Steel type, so they can switch in on this either. Yeah, they're going to withdraw Eleki. Pretty okay with that. They're going to bring out Landorus, which is one of the better checks to Naganadel on their team. I mean, that still does a solid chunk, and we get the poison. We're going to U-turn off the Landorus. I could see a parting shot into my Naganadel this turn. I think I'm just going to go into Kyogre this turn. Just pressure the Landorus. Like, this puts on pressure against Landorus and against Ensign. They're probably going to parting shot into Naganadel and then switch back into Eliki. Oh no, they're just going to Flare Blitz into my Kyogre. No burn? No burn. I also don't... I believe you can't get burned in the rain. Is that right? Someone fact check me on that. So I think the play this turn is I am going to just click Water Spouts and Protect here with Naganadel. I could also just switch Naganadel out into Rillaboom, which I actually like a lot. I like this play. So you could switch out Ensign into Eliki, and then we have pressure with Rillaboom this next turn onto that slot. But man, that Naganadel did a ton with that Sludge Bomb. And there's the Earth Power. Okay, so they're just staying in. This is pretty fine. Water Spout might just pick up the double. It does. Okay. Cool. So that went pretty okay. The real question here is, what is your last one? We know they have Eliki. Do they bring Xerneas here, or do they bring Urshifu? Because I don't think Amoonguss makes too much sense. I don't think Amoonguss puts on too much pressure on their side if that is their plan. It's just going to be Xerneas. Okay. Such a good looking shiny. So if we can safely get Naganadel back in, I feel pretty okay about this. I think I just want to Water Spout and just go for a Fake Out into the Eliki. Yep, Eliki does protect. Completely fine. Xerneas also protects. Okay. So, feel pretty okay about this. This next turn we can just Grassy Glide plus Protect from Kyogre. I could also switch Naganadel into the Kyogre slot. Where I think they could... I mean, Naganadel's faster than Xerneas. I like this switch. I like this switch. And we'll just Grassy Glide into the Eliki. And just kind of ignore the Xerneas for now. Like, that's kind of the game plan. They are Sash, not really surprised by that. A lot of Elikis have switched back to Sash here lately. Which then allows Urshifus on these team to be... That pair is really bad. And they're just going to get a free Geomancy up. Okay. Well, that's not great, guys. I would be lying to you if I said I approve of everything that just happened. Well, Naganadel, I think your time has been well served. I think it is time for you to go down, unfortunately. I think Dazzling Gleam is going to do a very solid chunk here in this next turn. How many more turns of Train do we have? 0. Well, that's really bad. I mean, I guess I just Sludge Bomb into the Xerneas. And we go for a Wood Hammer into it. That pair is really bad. Them also realizing that, like, Geomancy that turn is pretty free is also really well played on their part. Yep, not surprised by anything that just happened. The question is Does Rillaboom live this Thunderbolt? We should. Alright, well, this game just got a lot harder. I mean, honestly, we're not in a terrible position. Like, Eliki has to protect this turn, otherwise they go down to... You go down to Fake Out. This Intimidate doesn't mean anything. I think Eliki protects, and I think Xerneas attacks. So we'll go for the Fake Out into the Xerneas. Yep, Xerneas protects. Okay. Show me Eliki protect as well. Okay. This is fine then. Because now, this next turn I protect Kyogre, and I Darkest Lariat into the Eliki to pick up the KO on it. And then maybe Kyogre can one-shot the Xerneas with like an Origin Pulse. It is Mystic Water boosted by the rain. They might read into this Protect and just double into Incend too. Yep, there's a single target Moonblast, and that just actually picks up the KO. Alright, well, this game just got way harder. Because I know we don't live that double up. Was not anticipating Moonblast to one-shot us, but what are you going to do, guys? What are you going to do about it? Close game. Really close game, all things considered. I think the real play was just... I think maybe... Had we just protected... What if we... just protect and Grassy Glide into Xerneas instead of switching Kyogre out? Like, I think had Naganadel been able to come in, like, undamaged, I think we were in that game. But the fact that they were able to not only paralyze it, but also do, 50% on the switch in definitely did not help. Maybe the real play was just Woodhammer the Xerneas that turn. And just, like, pressure them to the point where they can't get a Geomancy up. Really close game, all things considered. Well, let's get paired up for one more here. Awesome. Torkoal, Charizard, Venusaur. Opponent, where'd you restricted? Lapras, Celesteela, Incend. I mean, I really like Eliki. It hits 3 other things super effectively. I like Kyogre because it hits 3 other things super effectively. This is probably actually Water Absorb Lapras if I was a betting man. I like... Not Rillaboom. I think Talonflame's actually really good here too. So I think those are 4. We could drop Incend for Naganadel. Just to have, like, extra electric coverage. I actually think that's fine. Yeah, let's do it. Let's lock it in. The name of the game is Don't Be the First One to Set Weather. Because that just gives your opponent an advantageous position to be able to, like, abuse theirs and take yours away. It's going to be Torkoal Venusaur up front. So what my opponent should do here is switch out the Torkoal. So I think the play I'm going to make is I'm just going to Brave Bird into the Venusaur. And I'm going to Electro Web, I think. Because this legitimately might just pick up the KO on Venusaur. Especially now that there's no Dynamax, I'm really not too scared of this. They are Koba, so they are going to be able to live this. Notably, they also just stay in with Torkoal here. Yeah, they are going to be able to not pick up the KO on my Eliki. So we do get to fire off the Electro Web for free. And they are going to go for an Eruption, but that should also not KO. Yeah, Talonflame's fine. Okay. So now I can switch in Kyogre. And they're going to switch Torkoal out, I have a feeling. So I'm actually also going to switch out Kyogre. And I'm going to Brave Bird into... I mean, I could also just Tailwind here. I actually like Tailwind and... no, I don't. No, I don't. I just want to pick up the KO on this Venusaur. That's going to give him a free switch in back into Torkoal, but that's literally fine. I don't care about that. Because I'm going to have Naganadel to be able to pressure their Charizard, if that's what they have, or their Celesteela, depending on what their last one is. Whatever they have here in the back. They're going to switch Torkoal out? No, they're just going to protect with Torkoal. Man, I gave you a free switch in and everything, and you just did not take it. Alright, Venusaur down. So what do we got, opponent? You're going to bring out Lepra. Okay. Well, I don't have to worry about setting Tailwind here. So I can just Brave Bird into Lepra. And go for... I mean, I kind of want to pick up the KO on this Torkoal this turn. But I think the Lapras is actually scarier. And I think the Lapras actually attacks, too. So I think doubling into it this turn is correct. Just do as much damage as we possibly can to it. Really surprised to see Koba Venusaur in like Series 10, where you don't have Airstreams flying around on every Pokemon in the format. So having Koba to still like live that initial Brave Bird that we had was really impactful, all things considered. And there's the KO on Lapras, and now they're not going to be able to reset their weather, so actually works out really well for us. And we get a Beast Boost. Oh, it's actually speed. Interesting. They're going to Eruption, but that, again, should not KO. No, it did approximately, what, 25 damage? Or 15 damage to Talonflame? And they have Celesteela as their last. Okay. Well, they probably have Wide Guard on that thing, so I think the play this turn is I'm going to set up a... I literally don't need Tailwind, so I think just splitting my damage this turn is correct. And they don't protect. We dang near one-shot the Celesteela. This should not KO. No, it does a sizable chunk. The downside is if they do go for an Eruption, it's going to be a single target, but at the same time, it's actually Citrus. Yeah, Citrus on the Torkoal. They have Meteor Beam, so it is offensive Celesteela. I don't think this one-shots. I mean, it honestly might. Because we've taken, 2 ticks of Life Orb, and they're a +1, yeah. So they're going to get another +1 off of this. But we have... No targets for elect option. That's fine. I mean, I can just ignore the Torkoal. The Celesteela is clearly the bigger threat, with it being at +2 now, so I'm just going to Ice Beam it. They probably click Wide Guard, to be honest with you, because I am the fastest thing on the field. And I'm just going to get them by Ice Beaming. No Wide Guard. It is enough. Okay. Well, this game is wrapped up then. Did opponents just not have Protect on, like, any of their Mons? Like, we saw Protect from Torkoal, and that's it? Like, even still, I think the turn they protected, they should have switched. But I'm not sure. I don't think... I think our opponent's team is really, really interesting as a potential, like, Sun team in this format. The downside is they don't have a restricted. And I just feel like they didn't play completely optimally, but it may also just be that their team didn't have the threats that I was anticipating, you know, the attacks that I was anticipating with not having Protects, with them having Koba on Venusaur, again, not something you see a ton of in this format, with them having the no Wide Guard Celesteela that turn. So, interesting plays from our opponent. I'm not entirely sure I agree with them, but I like their team on a general sense. I would probably drop Lapras for something else, though. I'm not exactly sure what. Could just slap Zacian on it. Man, another team without a restricted. Great Ball is a weird place, guys. We have Bulu, Lycanroc, Cinderace, Galarian Slowbro, Togekiss, and Galarian Moltres. Very, very interesting. They can't take over the weather at all. I think Talonflame's looks really impactful here. I like Regieleki quite a bit. I like Naganadel as well, I think. I mean, do I need Eleki if I also bring Naganadel? Could bring Incineroar instead of Eleki. I actually think I like these four. Like, Naganadel plus Kyogre is enough to be able to pressure out, like, Moltres and Togekiss here. Yeah, we also have, like, Sludge Bomb for Bulu, if that's what they bring. They could try to set up Trick Room with Slowbro. Which, if that's their play, then we can just, like, Draco them. So let's see. It is going to be Slowbro, Lycanroc up front. I think I'm more scared of the Slowbro at face value just because it could potentially have... Trick Room here. Poison Psychic. Very, very interesting. I'm going to click Quick Guard because they could Accelerock into my Talonflame. And I'm going to go for a Draco into the Slowbro, I think. Yep, there's the Accelerock. Very nicely played. Is that Sash? Or do they just naturally live on one? No, they just actually lived on one. Well, unfortunately, Naganadel not known for its bulk. But that's fine. Completely fine. We can bring out Ensign now. And we can Tailwind. Plus Fake Out into the Slowbro. Pick up the KO on it. Getting the Intimidate into the Lycanroc is also pretty good for us. They're obviously not going to want to click Accelerock this turn, so Fake Out into Slowbro. They might switch it out. They could also obviously protect Slowbro, but if they're going to withdraw, that's fine. they're going to bring out Cinderace. That's also fine. Obviously, I'm going to want to protect Incineroar so we can get an Intimidate off onto it as well. And they just actually go for Accelerock again. I wonder if they're banned. That actually could be a thing that they have going on. I mean, I'm just going to Quick Guard again. And I'm going to... What is our Incineroar speed? 78. Not quite where I need it to be. So we'll just hard switch into Kyogre here. I mean, that Fake Out did really good damage, all things considered. Could have Sucker Punch. Could be... they're going to withdraw Lycanroc. Okay. They're going to bring in Slowbro there. Okay. So what do you have going on, opponent? We'll set up our Quick Guard. Zen Headbutt into your Talonflame. You got it. You got me. And they are Life Orb as well. So we still have Trick Room. We still have Tailwind up. So that's good. Need to be wary that they're very quickly running out of Tailwind, which is obviously not good. I think the play this turn is I'm going to Fake Out the Cinderace, and I'm going to go for a Water Spout. They could switch Slowbro out. Nope, they're going to go for a Quick Draw. Go Protect once again. Psychic into my Kyogre. Well, unfortunately, opponent, that is not going to be enough for you. You are going to go down. This should be a double KO. Yep. Crit did not matter. Cinderace, not known for its bulk. So we get the double. We know they have Lycanroc here in the back, which probably is going to be able to one-shot my Incineroar. They have Bulu. That's really bad, guys. I think I just underestimated how much Naganadel was going to be able to do in this game. And, just throwing it away on turn 1 definitely is going to cost this year, I think. I mean, I can Flare Blitz Bulu, and I can... I mean, I think I have to Origin Pulse, but I'm not happy about this. Because Accelerock probably just picks up my Incin this turn, if I had to guess. We still have Tailwind this turn, I believe. I don't believe it went down. Oh, Incin actually holds on. That's good. That's good. And the question is, are you Sash Lycanroc? You are not. Okay. I mean, this is super effective, but it's also half damage because of the rain. Okay. And that should one-shot Kyogre. Yep. But, I mean, they take a ton of recoil there. And now Tailwind should be over. So Bulu's going to be faster than us, but... I mean... How many turns of rain are left? 2. Okay. Yeah, I think our best bet is just a Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz would be enough here for a KO. Hopefully they don't have high horsepower. They have Rock Tomb, which is not going to be enough. But Flare Blitz is going to be enough. Okay. Insane coming in clutch, living 2 rock attacks from mons that I, like, obviously you don't anticipate seeing Lycan Rock every day, and I don't think I've ever seen Rock Tomb used competitively, so shout out to our opponent for actually running, like, some innovative stuff there. Obviously that game could have been extremely different had we picked up the Slowbro there. Them living there is obviously super, super critical, and could have easily cost us that game. I would love to look at our opponent's team. Is that max attack? Yeah, max attack, max HP. They actually had Nature's Madness and Horn Leech. Had they gone for the Horn Leech, I think they would have won that game, actually. Because them getting all that recovery would have been huge. And it was actually choice banned. Man. Had I read that and actually, like, quick guarded that other turn, I think we run away with that game too. Life Orb, yep, nothing surprised there. They actually do have Gunk Shot too. And they don't even have Trick Room on their Slowbro. Life Do, Helping Hand, Follow Me, Togekiss. This is absurd. And it is Weakness Policy Moltres with Hurricane Sucker Punch. Yeah, really interesting team from our opponent. I'm curious as to the damage on that Slowbro. I am going to actually calc that if I can. Just to actually see how much that would have... they were max HP Slowbro. And we are... We are Life Orb, Timid. Draco is 93 to 111. 62.5% chance that we O-code them, and instead they lived on 1, which is exactly 1 roll. And we rolled 1 damage higher. They were KO'd. So, yep. 6 out of 16 rolls KO'd, or did not KO. So that's going to be it today, everyone. Let me throw up this rental code one more time for you all. Make sure you pick it up while it is available. This team has been a ton of fun, and I'm a huge fan of Kyogre. I always have been. I think it's a very interesting mon that can do a ton of powerful things, especially if left unchecked, and I think we have definitely been able to prove that this week. So that is going to be it, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. We'll see you later this week. Peace.